Crayons to Calculators is a program of impact on education and the foundation for St. Vrain Valley Schools. With over $1 million of support from Western Disposal and its vendors, we have been able to distribute backpacks to over 100,000 students in Boulder County. School supplies at the beginning of each school year brings much dignity and confidence to that student who's walking in the door for the very first time.
Children who are in poverty, they come into those same school settings without those tools, those learning tools, unless they are provided through Crayons for Calculators. So it's been a really important asset. It's been in place for a long time. So our community and our community partners to step up to make that happen. It's a really valuable resource.
If kids don't have the right school supplies, they can't do well in school. And it's really difficult to go to school and not have the tablets, the calculators, whatever is necessary to function well in schools when other kids have those materials.
Crayons to Calculators program helps in a couple of ways, and probably more, but two ways that I think are most significant. One is that resources are provided that are really, they're necessary for a child to have the resources that come with the backpack and all the things. The other piece to it is it really does provide for our students that sense of pride and that sense of, I can come to school well equipped and I have the resources and the materials to be successful.
My heart is filled with joy, truly, every time that we see the backpacks come in and we're passing them over to families and the huge smiles, and for some families the tears start and they're hugging us and they're just thanking us because it's one less thing that they have to think about in terms of basic needs because of the generous contributions that impact arranges with partners like Western Disposal and their vendors.
I had a young parent, well, not a young parent, a parent of two high school students, say, I really need help. The cost of the supplies at the high school level, I simply can't afford as a single mom. And she came by and I found a couple of backpacks that I gave to her, and when I handed them to her, she just broke down in tears. The relief that she had that her children would be able to start school with the supplies they needed said it all. And we couldn't do this without the support of Western Disposal.
They think it's their birthday, it's a present, what did I do to deserve this? And they light up and say, can I take this home? And they love the backpacks.
It's for the kids. It's a great organization to help kids who need help. Scott and I have always felt that we're fortunate in the business that we run, and we are able to give back, and we think it's important to participate in that, and we appreciate the opportunity that Western has provided us by inviting us to be a part of this.
Well, my kids think it's like Christmas. They love getting the backpacks and looking to see what's in it and putting their names on everything, and it's a big help for me being a single mom with 6 kids and not really working right now because I have 3 with special needs. So
we have an admiration for Western, for Dan and Linda, and what they do for the community. They not only run a business that I think is very orientated to community involvement, but when you look at the projects that they do and the contributions that they make, we kind of admire that.
I would say, obviously the bigger one is probably our core values, because without those we wouldn't have developed like we did. And it's a top-down type core value. We have very high standards for what we do in terms of the services we deliver and the customer services we deliver. So that in itself attracts a certain kind of person. So we then became a company of people with similar values, which is we care about the customer, we care about the company, we care about what happens. Helping children is our primary focus, and then with that becomes helping disadvantaged children too, primarily. Children to develop and grow into productive adults need the tools to be able to to do well during their school years. So that is so key to how they develop.
From day one, we've always been for the kids. It's really important to us that the kids get a good education, that everybody's got a fair chance.
So Crayons to Calculators enables them at the very beginning of school to help 5,000 of the 10,000 students who are eligible for free and reduced lunch to have access to the school supplies they need to start day one on a level playing field with everybody else in their classes.
I think it's real important that the majority of the contributions do go to the cause, and I also enjoy an organization where it's actually something needed.
So that backpack, those school supplies mean every child that starts here starts on an even playing field. They've got everything they need, and that is huge. That makes me love Ryan for that. That means we love every child that walks in the store.
Well, my message to Western Disposal is just a big thank you. I mean, I have been, in my 6 years in the school district, have been in many venues with members of the Western team, and they have been always right beside us, working with us.
Thank you, Western Disposal, for your support of kids and education. We love you.
It's really hard to put into words how much appreciation we feel for this.
I cannot say enough about what Western has done to help the students of the St. Vrain Valley Schools.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you to Western Disposal for all that they do to support our students, our communities, and our future.
We just want to shout out big time to Western Disposal and their vendors, because without them, we wouldn't be able to have this Crayons to Calculators program that so many Boulder Valley School District families rely on year to year and appreciate greatly.